50 years ago, on the hard sands of Daytona Beach, auto pioneers competed in tests of speed and safety. And for 50 years, the story of the automobile has been the story of men who dreamed and worked to prove in competition that they could make the motor car better, safer, faster. They still do. This is Florida's and the country's greatest automotive show of stock car performance. The Air Force Tthunderbirds roar over the course in salute as fans of every age pack the grandstand and line the world-famous 4-mile beach and road course. This is the first running of this year's cars, and the fans are waiting to see what the automakers' new models will do when the chips are down. The pace lap of the Grand National is underway. 45 stock cars representing almost every American make. What does a man do to turn the automobile you and I drive into a racing stock car, safe and fast enough to compete on the toughest stock car track in the country? Months before the race, work begins in hometown garages after the day's work is done. Official rules require all engine parts to be standard equipment in production and available from the manufacturer. Only modifications to the body and suspension are permitted to improve handling and safety in competition. Suspension is reworked and strengthened. A straight-through exhaust system allows the engine to deliver maximum power without back pressure. Anything that adds weight without improving performance is removed. Headlights, trim, door handles, hubcaps, go. The passenger side of the front seat goes. The driver's area is padded to cushion the driver as he turns corners at 120 miles an hour. Seat belt and shoulder harness hold him in the seat as he bounces along rough straightaways at 140 miles per hour. Roll bars anchored to the chassis will give him breathing space if he flips. The instrument panel is reworked to tell him what he has to know at a glance: oil, water, fuel, and tachometer. The engine is tuned and adjusted. Now, the car is ready for a test run. As it moves out of the garage, it carries the hopes and dreams of weeks of work. On back roads, in the early morning hours, the car is put to the test. After the warm-up run, the driver gets the word to open it up. Run after run, the car is shaken down. For the final test, it's brought to the beach. Here's how Paul Goldsmith, top driver, describes the run around the 4-mile course.
Why you have a tendency to fishtail and spin all the way up the entire beach, clear to the north turn. You get out fairly wide next to the ocean, and you go into a soft sand before you get to the hard shale and the bank turn. And then your car's pitching and bouncing. And about the middle of the turn, you broadside a little bit, and you get a hold of that blacktop, and your tires squeal for a little ways, and it starts accelerating tremendously down the backstretch, and the speed that you reach on the backstretch is in excess of 140 miles an hour. It's several spots. I mean, all 4 wheels will leave the ground that's how rough it is going down through there. There's one point that I'd say all 4 wheels must be 6 inches in the air. It feels like when you're in the car. And then you touch your brakes as it's coming down. Where we drop off into the high bank turn, which is shale, clay, and dirt and sand, and it gets pretty slippery. You proceed through the turn, and you're coming out on the beach.
The time for testing is done. Race day. The parade lap of Chevrolets, Mercurys, Plymouths, Fords, Pontiacs, Chryslers, Buicks, and Oldsmobiles. The field of 45 wheels off the 2-mile beach straightaway and into the north turn. The next time they hit this turn, they will be shifting down into second at 120 miles per hour. 80 times, they'll twist through these hairpin turns in a 160-mile race that will torture chassis and engine more in one afternoon than 50,000 miles on the highway. Halfway down the asphalt backstretch and heading for the south turn that will lead them back on the beach. Here they come. They're picking up speed. The green flag. The race is on. Through the south turn safely and onto the beach. The leaders jockey for position. There's trouble in the south turn. Two cars collide, fighting for the first lap position, but no one is hurt. Down the beach, full throttle. Goldsmith in car number 3 Pontiac is in the lead. Into the tricky north turn, sliding, braking, shifting, accelerating in split seconds. Goldsmith pours on the coal as they hit the backstretch. Look out! Penny Rakestraw in number 98 Mercury rams the guardrail. He's all right, but his car stalled. This may start trouble. The rest of the field make their way past the disabled car, but watch out! Frank Thompson in number 40 Ford smashes broadside into Rakestraw, and they both go through the rail. Watch it! 1, 2, 3 other cars lose control, but they stay on the track. Nobody's hurt, and they're going back for more. Dick Foley, number 61 Chevrolet, spins into the inside rail, and 2 more cars are out of competition. Here comes the leader, Goldsmith, in number 3, at the end of the 2-mile backstretch. He dives into the south turn, driving a steady, even pace that's building a lead. Turner, in number 26 Ford, jams the accelerator to the floor and closes in. Smokey Unick, mechanic on number 3, signals Goldsmith that Turner is a threat. And as Goldsmith enters the north turn, he begins to run wide open. Turner in Ford number 26 is too close for comfort. Goldsmith's average speed is 110 miles per hour, and Turner, hot on his tail, cuts the corners, making every second count. Goldsmith, alone in the north turn, can really make time. Look out! Fireball Roberts in Buick M1 and Phil Orr in a Chevrolet both lose control and slide broadside around the north turn. Roberts missed Orr by inches, and they're both back in the running. Goldsmith's number 3 is still holding on to first place. Turner's out of control. He slides through the safety markers and comes to a stop. He recovers and guns the car back on the course. What a show of car handling. He's not through. There's the white flag. Only one more lap to go. Can number 3 Pontiac hold the lead for one more lap? The fans are on their feet as number 26 Ford roars after the leader. Goldsmith misses a turn. Turner is in sight. Goldsmith gets back onto the track with Turner only yards behind him. Goldsmith streaks for the checkered flag and wins the closest race ever run on Daytona's beach and road course. Before the year is out, drivers and mechanics will race stock cars 2,000 times on dirt and asphalt tracks around the country, proving their experience and equipment in competition. Here's what Smokey Unick, winning mechanic, has to say.
Well, in this business, you have to use about the best that you can get a hold of everything. In the ring department, we can get about any kind of ring we want, and Perfect Circle seems to make the best ring for us fellows to race on.
Now we travel from Daytona with its colors, sight, and sound to another scene of glory, to another proving ground. Time goes by, and as it passes, comes the final, toughest test. Here the finest come to battle, and the victories to the best.
Yes, victory to the best. For only the best run here at the Indianapolis 500. From the time the Speedway opened, race morning at 5 o'clock, 200,000 people from every state in the Union and 18 foreign countries have been pouring through the gates. This once-a-year spectacular fills the grandstands that frame the track with fans who have reserved their seats months in advance. The Purdue University Band parades the colors along the main straightaway. The music, the crowds, the cars are all part of one great show. The marching rhythms of the band beat out the last few minutes of a year of waiting for the drivers. For Al Keller, 38 years old, 4th year at Indianapolis. For Paul Russo, 44 and a grandfather, 12th year at the 500. Unser, 26, rookie. Thompson, 36, 6th year. Cheeseburg, 31, 2nd year. Goldsmith, 30, rookie. Amick, 34, rookie. Boyd, 32, 4th year. Bettenhausen, 42, 13 years. Bryan, 31, 7th year. The traditional balloons rise into the sun-bright sky, signal that the start is just moments away. The crowd becomes still. Tony Holman, Speedway president, speaks the words that bring the waiting to an end. Gentlemen, start your engines. Ready, after a year of work and planning. Ready, after weeks of practice and tuning. Ready, ready. Tony Holman signals for the pace lap to begin. The fans come to their feet as 33 high-powered machines begin a parade lap around this, the greatest race course in the world. The cars file out of the pit area onto the track to form the traditional 11 rows of 3 abreast. The back straightaway and the cars bunched together. The 3 cars that belong in front are not in position. The first 3 cars had pulled out of the pits ahead of the pace car and must get around the track and into position before they cross the starting line. The third turn. The second row drivers still in front are holding back the field, waiting for Rathman, Elysian, and Reese. The fourth turn, and the front row cars squeeze around the pack and into their starting places just in time. They're ready for the start. Here they come. And the race is on. Through the first turn, Dick Rathman out in front, Elysian right behind him. Through the second turn, Elysian cuts below the white line, but Rathman holds him off. Down the backstretch, Elysian is wheel to wheel with Rathman. Going into the third turn, he passes. Look out! Elysian has lost control. Rathman is forced into the wall. Slow motion cameras capture Pat O'Connor hurtling over Jimmy Reese. The track is blocked for the rest of the field. 3 other cars spin to avoid the wrecks. And a fourth. Watch it! He's rammed by 2 more. Look out! There goes another! In split seconds, a total of 14 battered racing machines litter the treacherous third turn. The remainder of the field work their way through the wreckage of the worst collision in Speedway history. In the pits, mechanics are baffled. Their drivers should have come around long ago. Some of the cars are pushed clear of the track. Others must wait for the tow truck. Paul Russo brings his number 15 Novi Special into the pits under its own power and reports to his crew what has happened on the third turn. The smashed radiator may mean he's out of the race for good. What is left of number 97, Dick Rathman's car, is towed clear of the track. Number 97 is one of 8 cars that were totally wrecked and are out of the race. Gene Marcinak, mechanic for the Novi, is ready to call it quits. But driver Russo calls for tools. He wants to get back in the race. For some, there's still a way back. For others, there's none. Russo's radiator is repaired and he's ready to go. He pulls back into the race in last place without a chance to win, but the determination to go the distance. After 18 caution laps, the track is clear and the green flag signals for high speed. Bryan in car number 1 is in first. Bettenhausen in number 33 is second. Eddie Sachs is third. Bryan, Bettenhausen, and Sachs fight it out down the backstretch. Bettenhausen has hauled up on Bryan, and entering the fourth turn, he stands on it and charges into first place. Here they come down the front straightaway. There's a new threat. Amick, a rookie, in yellow number 99, has taken third. Bettenhausen is pushing the pace to 141 miles per hour. As the leaders battle their way around the oval, Bryan's crew waits. Can their car run in front? Only Bryan has the answer. Out of the fourth turn, Bryan jolts the throttle of his DeLong Special and passes Bettenhausen on the outside. Rookie Amick comes up fast on the inside, passes Bettenhausen, and makes his bid for first. Bryan, riding high on the groove, dips down to hold the lead. dogfight for front position is between the three cars in the field with the new low silhouette. Coming onto the main straight, it's Amick out in front. Brian, low on the inside, noses ahead of Amick into the turn. But Amick, riding faster in the groove, comes into the second turn on top. Bettenhausen, also in a car of new design, is crowding Brian for second place. Brian and Bettenhausen charge down the main straightaway inches apart. But where's Amick? At 118 miles, the terrific pace has brought Amick, the first of the leaders, into the pits. Starting in 25th position, Amick has had to charge all the way to run in front. A sensational effort by a driver in his first 500 try. With Amick in the pits, Johnny Boyd in his flight number 9 takes over third place. Jim Bryan wheels into the pits. He gives Bettenhausen first place while he makes a precautionary tire change and refuels. Bettenhausen is driving hard to widen the gap. Bryan wants to get out and go. The Ballon Special pulls out with 3 fresh tires and fuel in 29 seconds. Where's Bettenhausen? Now, Bettenhausen gives the lead back to Bryan to make his pit stop. Bryan rockets off the fourth turn and heads for the main straightaway. 40 seconds. "45 seconds. And Bettenhausen finally gets away. Can he get back on the track before Bryan comes around? As he guns out of the pits, Bryan roars by to hold first place. Still in third, but moving closer, Boyd lead puts it in the Bose Special. Bryan and Bettenhausen in a fierce duel for the lead. Boyd now only seconds behind. The terrific pace brings Boyd into the pits. His plan had been to run the 500 with one less stop than the competition. Bryan and Bettenhausen blister the track, and precious seconds tick away for Boyd. "37 seconds, and Boyd pulls out, still holding third place. He has a job to do to catch the front runners. These are the lonely miles. After the first pit stops, 125 miles down, 375 to go. The fans settle back to watch the hours take their toll. It's just a matter of time. This is the test, the challenge of nerve and stamina. The next 150 laps grind more rubber into the brick and asphalt, burn more fuel supplies down, drain more strength from weary muscles. Through the monotonous, brutal miles, the leaders set a torturous pace. After 3 hours, only 14 cars still running. Bob Christie and Mike McGill lose control. 12 cars now. The leaders pit for the last time. Less than 2 minutes separate the first 4 positions. Jimmy Rathman, Dick's brother, comes into the pits too fast and spins on the apron. He decides to go around again. The last lap's unwon. Crew members lean over the pit wall to watch and worry. There's a fire in the pits. Spilled fuel burns in the cockpit of car number 59. The safety crew works frantically to smother the flame, burning only inches away from the fuel tank. Dempsey Wilson has to get out. The car's through for the day. Only 2 more laps to go. Jimmy Bryan is still holding on to first place. Amick, only 30 seconds behind, is turning his fastest laps in the race. Boyd is 12 seconds behind him. There's the white flag pointing at Bryan. The last lap. Only 1 more lap to go. Here comes Bryan down the straightaway for the checkered flag. And he wins the 42nd Indianapolis 500. Rookie Amick finishes second. Johnny Boyd finishes third. To run in front and stay the distance is the challenge, not only to the men and machines, but to the industry which services them. Here's what Jimmy Bryan has to say.
This is the real test. This is like it is for so many things. Naturally, the best product gives the best service, and that's what we need here at Indianapolis to seal all this high-powered combustion and be durable to last a full 500 miles, and that's why we use perfect circle piston rings. It's the same ring that any customer can buy off the package shelf in any parts store.
Jimmy Bryan has won $105,000, his share of $305,000, the biggest purse in 500 history. This is the dream come true.
From this testing and improving come the cars we drive today, and the new cars of tomorrow are already on the way. Looking onward to the future as new goals are made and set, still the challenge lies before us, and the challenge